Welcome to week 10 of Year 6 home learning. We hope you're all okay and you've been enjoying this lovely weather that we've been having. You know what this looks like on the Google Drive, so I'm just going to quickly talk you through some of the activities this week and some of the different things that we've got coming up. Your reading task this week is a short story called The Holiday, and you've got some questions as always linked with that fiction extract. And then when we move on to the non-fiction task, it's linked with our post-war Britain history topic on nuclear energy, and that's the history task as well. There on the second page you can see Miss Hiddleton's put you some YouTube links that she'd like you to watch before coming to the decision about whether or not you think nuclear power is a positive thing. Focus this week is based around silent letters. So the first thing you'll be doing is gathering together some different words under different headings based around the letter that is silent in them. And then when you've collected those together, there's a game of snakes and ladders that you can play with lots of different clues there. Help you practice those. I've wondered why this week had a picture of a trainer on our front cover of our home learning, and that's because the English task this week is based around writing a review of a new product. So I'm showing you a video here to give you some ideas on how companies advertise and bring new products to the market all the time. And your task this week is to imagine that a company has contacted you because they want you to trial out a new product for them. They want you to use it as you would use any normal sports shoe, go running in it, use it for PE lessons, do dog walks in it, whatever you might normally do in a trainer. And then they would want you to write a review of the positive elements of the shoe as well as the negative elements of the shoe, and that's what your task is this week. Rather than telling you what trainer you're reviewing, I thought it might be a nice idea for you to design your trainer yourself and come up with possibly a trainer of the future. You might want to consider it being a smart trainer, something that is linked with your phone or a wristwatch or a Fitbit of some sort that somehow tracks the number of steps you do, tells you how well you're running, gives you information about how good you are as a runner or your step count or something along those lines, but it might be something you'd like to consider. Labelling your shoe and considering the different elements that you've adapted and changed, there's lots of technical language to consider which I've included on this sheet for you to use, things like sole, tongue, fastenings, laces, etc. There's all technical language you would use to talk about trainers. Including this technical language in your diagram will help you when you come to comment on it in your actual review. When you mention the grip, the durability, whether it's waterproof and so on, those things are going to be important for a manufacturer to know based on whether or not they think their product is going to sell well. Before you write your review of your trainer, I'd like you to have a look at the hover bike example on the Google Drive. This is an example of a review that we did earlier this year when we were asked by a manufacturer, Levitation International, to test out their hover bike, if you remember from earlier in the spring term. So have a read of that first to give you some ideas on the sort of language and the style of the writing itself. Year 6 White Rose Maths this week compares fractions, decimals and percentages, which is revision of learning you've done earlier this year, so hopefully you should find that no problem at all. In addition to this, Mr. Cole has done some extension challenges based around 3D shapes and identifying different nets of shapes. And then if you want an additional challenge, there's the Year 7 home learning sheets, which we've also put on the Google Drive for you. Your science learning this week continues on from life cycles, which you studied last week, looking at plant life. This week you're going to be looking at insects, mammals, birds, amphibians, reptiles, and comparing different life cycles. There's a video for you to watch, which I'm showing you a little extract of here, which explains more about those life cycles. And you can see here you've got birds and they're digging their burrows to lay their eggs in. And then the last task on the sheet is for you to draw a picture of a reptile life cycle of your choice and explain each stage. STEAM challenge this week is growing crystals using some simple items around the home. You'll need a paper clip, some string, a jar, some salt, and I think you'll be able to have a little go at that challenge on your own. Last week your computing started you on a coding journey, and this week Mrs. Roberts and Mr. Gooding have put together some more computing that builds on your Scratch knowledge, so that should be something interesting. It's called Rapid Router, and you can have a look at a new website there to explore that. Your pop art challenge continues again this week. We've had some excellent examples of some of the comic strips that you've been designing based on the moon landings, and they've been really fantastic, really taking on all the different elements of pop art. So thank you if you've already sent one over, but if you haven't had a chance to have a go at this yet, or you're halfway through, we look forward to seeing some more of these. So that's all of Week 10's Home Learning Year 6. We hope you enjoy the activities we've put together for you, and please do keep sending us over all the different activities you're doing at home, whether it's home learning, baking, or whatever it is you're doing to help around the house. Hopefully we'll see some of you soon. Take care, bye bye.